What's up, everybody? Long time no stream. Haven't streamed in a little bit. Haven't really been feeling up to it, which is my fault. But we're in chapter 8 of Judgment. I don't remember if it was the beginning of chapter 8 or the middle or the end of it that I left off with last time. I don't remember. Oh, I didn't even see any enemies near.
Really, guys?
I have a lot of money. I remember what I was doing with it.
I've been waiting for you, Yagami-san. We can go see Ayabe whenever you want. We'll just need to grab a taxi to get there.
Right.
It seems the news of Ayabe's arrest is spreading like wildfire.
Yeah, Ayabe, the detective that was selling us information, because he's a crooked cop or whatever, got arrested for, well, we'll figure out why he got arrested. But he was not set up because he didn't do anything, and I don't think they have any evidence against him. But we'll find out what's going on.
An on-duty detective arrested for murder. Now this is a shock.
Try not to look so happy about it then.
This is Hoshino-sensei from the Genda Law Office. He's young, but he's reliable.
Oh, here I thought the great Takayuki Yagami would represent me.
It's been years since I defended someone in court. I'll still be gathering all the evidence, though. Don't worry, it worked for Hamura.
I'm Hoshino. I'll do whatever it takes to clear your name.
You sure, kid? Shintani was practically your boss, huh? If I'm really the killer...
Well, I mean, you're not the killer, right? He's not the killer, is he?
Probably not.
What do you mean, probably?
Why do they have him in a suit? Why is Ayabe in a suit?
I hear your gun's the one Shintani
Behind
was
bars.
murdered with.
Yep.
I guess.
Apparently the rifling on the bullet matched.
What's rifling again?
Really?
Sorry.
So, guns have these spiral-shaped grooves on the inside of the barrel to stabilize the bullet's trajectory. These grooves are called the rifling, and leave a mark on the bullet itself.
Whoa.
Now, the rifling's slightly different on every gun, kinda like its fingerprints. And apparently, the marks on the bullet that killed Shintani matched my gun's rifling.
So your gun must have killed Shintani-sensei.
Yeah. It was the murder weapon, for sure. So, someone used my gun to commit the crime, and I'm being set up.
All right.
But how?
You remember the day he died? We were having a nice stiff drink at Tender. You, me, and Kaito.
Yeah, I remember. That was my first time meeting Kuroiwa.
I hung around after you guys beat it. Wasn't a while till I decided to go home. Thing is, I don't remember what happened next.
Huh?
Someone smacked me in the back of the head. Crept up so I couldn't see him.
You got ambushed? Where was this?
Close to the bar, I bet. But I'm not sure. It all happened so damn fast.
Some great detective work there.
What do you expect? Whoever knocked me out moved me, too. That just fucks with things even more.
Moved you to where?
Random bench, over in the Kamurocho Children's Park. Not a soul around when I came to.
That's a ways from Tender. They must have taken you in a car. How long were you out for?
Hour or so, tops. But as I found out later, that hour's when Shintani was murdered. With my fucking gun.
So the real killer still has your gun?
No. It was in its holster when I woke up.
Wait, what?
Whoever attacked me took my gun, murdered Shintani, and put it back where they found it, all within the course of an hour.
So the only thing missing was a bullet?
Not even that, if you believe it. They got rid of any sign it had ever been used.
Maybe if we look at the bullet from Shintani's body.
Not gonna happen. Nothing spectacular about a single bullet.
By the way, did you tell anyone you got attacked?
Nope. I mean, nothing even got stolen. Reporting it just would have put me in more trouble.
Don't want to draw attention to your side job, huh? Sucks being a dirty cop. A real detective could have reported it.
Can't argue there.
The culprit must have been counting on that, though. They went after you specifically because they knew you wouldn't make a big deal out of it.
So it was all planned.
Planned or not, the bullet that killed Shintani ended up with your gun's rifling marks on it. There's no denying that.
Yep. I only found out when they hauled me in, though. No surprise they suspect me. There's no reason not to at this point. None of my coworkers said a damn word. Hey, you know how Kuroiwa's been dragging me all over town with him? He probably just wanted to make sure I didn't skip town. Only just realized that now.
What did you say as your alibi? You were knocked out in the park?
Not a very believable story.
Come on, you and I both know I didn't kill him. Somebody's pinning it on me. What do you say, Yagami? You think I got a chance?
You'll be just fine.
Guess that was a dumb question. Nobody's gonna tell a guy his head's on the chopping block.
Listen up, Oshino-kun. Ayabe was set up by whoever killed Shintani. That's what we've got to work to prove.
You really trust Ayabe-san? What if he's lying to us?
He might be a dark stain on the force, but he's a decent guy. Smart, too. He wouldn't kill, especially not with his own gun. Someone else did this.
You think it's the mole?
That's the most obvious suspect.
Yeah.
Let's start by talking to someone close to the case. I've got a guy in mind.
Which would be... Oh, Captain Hamura.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody knows where he is, right?
It's true. I wonder what Matsugane-san's thoughts are, though. If anyone's gonna know where to find Hamura, it's him.
Good. Well, I'll head back to the office then. I should tell Genda-sensei what we learned.
Right. Find a way to meet Matsugane. The last few weeks for me has been pretty rough, which is why I haven't streamed. I really haven't had the energy either. I've been getting like little to no sleep the last few weeks. Up until like a couple of days ago, I've been finally getting like more than like 5 hours of sleep. Hey. I don't really know where to go. I don't know if I'm waiting for a call or what. All killed Shintani, and Hamura is maybe Matsugane-san might be able to track him down. Who do I know that got an end with Matsugane? Where's my... Should've went to the Genda law office. But I don't know if Shintani, I mean, not Shintani. I don't know if Genda would have been there. I guess I can go run over there. Because Genda and Matsugane knew each other at one. What was that? Oh, I can't even talk to him. Maybe later I'll play some Smash. Maybe. Or I'll just end the stream after I'm done playing and then I'll play Smash off stream. I don't know. I guess I'll fight these guys and see what happens.
Bring it on. Really, guys?
Who do I know that has an in with Matsugane? Not like I can just call people.
Back to it.
ありがとうございました。
I'll go on the Tinder. I don't think there's anything else. I'll try to my detective agents. I'm surprised it's not locked. Nothing here. Maybe what's his name over here? Guess I can go there. Sorry if I'm a little low energy today. I'm usually low energy anyway. I just got off work at like an hour ago. So I'm a little tired, more tired than you. Oh my.
What's wrong? Show me what you got. What's wrong?
How did he stop me?
Show me what you got. What's wrong?
Really? Oh my gosh, I'm losing. I have like no health left. How'd I lose all my health that fast?
What a waste.
I don't want to do. I'll fight those Kahin gang members or leaders when I feel like. Oh.
Huh? Looking for Higashi Aniki? He's back in his office.
I figured.
What do you want? Sticking your
Why didn't
nose where
they
it doesn't
just
belong
put
again?
it on the map?
I need to know where Hamura is.
Still hiding. Not a clue where.
What about Matsugane-san? Is he back at the office?
Use your head, Talk. No way he's gonna stick around there.
Kaito-san.
Amara and the boss are in the same boat. Those Kyorei assholes would hunt him down in an instant if they were easy to track.
Exactly. Wherever they are now, they're safe. No idea where that be, though.
Can't you at least get in touch with them? Just say we want to have a few words.
I can try. I'll let you know once I figure shit out. You know how to pick up a phone, yeah?
Yeah, thanks.
Hoshino-kun told me about Ayabe. Said the mole framed him. Guess he's really behind all of this.
Yep. Which brings us right back to Hamura. We'll start from him and go from there. Plain and simple.
Let's just hope Matsugane-san knows where he is.
Well, no point worrying about that until Higashi gets back to us.
Let's roll, Talk.
いらっしゃいませ。ありがとうございました。
Where'd you go?
Only one guy.
Guess we're doing this.
Jeez. That guy got ragdolled.
Let's hit it.
I guess I can't, if I can't have a team member while the Kahin gang is out. I guess that would be unfair. Actually, I think like everything disappears. Looks like the subquest side cases yeah, disappeared too. This part of the game, I guess you just wait for things to happen. There's no like go here, go there, go here, go there. I just have to wait for Higashi to call. I don't know how long it takes. I don't know what I have to do. I'm trying to look for some fights, but I don't see any. Oh, there's some people right here. Really?
Must we? And stay down.
One okay?
Keep up, huh?
You don't give up, do you? What a waste.
Let's hit it. Take it easy.
Out of the way. Really, guys? Hello?
Yo, it's Higashi.
Hey, any word from Matsugane-san? What'd he say?
Meet at a restaurant called Kamuroki Kanoya. Ways out of the city. Take a cab. Boss is already there.
Got it. Thanks, Higashi.
Don't keep him waiting.
Let's roll.
Matsugane-san, our guests have arrived.
Good.
This is a restaurant?
Please, Take a seat.
It's been some time, Tuck. And you I haven't seen since your expulsion.
Yes, sir.
Matsugane-san, I'm sure Higashi mentioned this, but I want to ask you directly.
Come now. Let's at least have a drink first, huh?
If you say so.
Here.
Place is pretty fancy.
It's been a while since the three of us drank. But Tuck, I have a favor to ask. You need to stay away from Hamura.
What?
This family is nothing without him. Well, he's the only thing keeping us afloat.
Yeah, you told me that already. Where is he?
I don't know. He has no reason to keep me informed of his every move.
Then why did you call us here? We didn't need to come all this way if that's all you had to tell us.
Boys!
Boss? I don't understand.
My boy, you need to stay away from Hamura.
The mole's my top priority now. And Hamura's the only person I can ask.
Don't you understand? Hamura's been compromised. Him and that mole you're chasing, they're in this together. Time to let it go.
Matsugane
What
trying to
if I
protect
say
Hamura.
no?
I couldn't tell you what might happen. He's dangerous.
What do you mean he's dangerous? If you can't tell me that, why should I stop?
Exactly.
Hamura. The boy has money on his side and a lot of it. And I don't know who he gets it from. I suggest you don't push the matter. But if you really want to put yourself in harm's way, then let me be the one to do it. At least then you'll make it out alive.
You'd do that?
You know, you and Kaito, well, I've always tried to keep you two kids safe. All this time, I've never asked for anything in return. But here we are. This is the only thing that I'll ever ask of you. Abandon this pursuit of the mole. If you've ever held a shred of regard for me, then heed this one request.
I'm not turning back. The risk doesn't matter anymore. Okubo, the mole, the ADDC, it all connects. This isn't about what regard I have for you. I won't stop.
Then I'm sorry.
I forgot this is what happened here.
Boss,
Not really a betrayal.
I've always looked up to you. And good Yakuza don't disobey. But now... I'm in Yagami's corner, damn it.
Yes, that you are.
Matsugane-san.
Higashi,
Sir.
pick your side. I've had enough. You're Matsugane, are you not?
I am, boss.
Prove it then.
Bad luck, dude. Guess we're doing this, huh? Not like we got a choice. And now that we're up against the wall, you're just gonna have to do it. Let's see what you've got!
I'm sure he's gonna be just fine.
Time to die!
How do you just flip on somebody like that? I don't understand. How are you cool with someone 1 minute and then the next you wanted to kill him? This is a really cool fight. I really enjoyed this fight my first playthrough of this game. Because I didn't expect it, but at the same time I did.
Enough of this shit!
Wrong one. Wrong person. Oi. Is he the only one left? Looks like it. Oh, I almost missed that. This one sucks. I'm gonna put back on the laser.
What's wrong?
Or whatever it was before.
Show me what you got. What's wrong?
Oi, did that kill me? Oh my. I got one shot? Or was my health already low? Honestly, don't know.
Enough of this shit!
Oi. Was that another one shot? Okay, let me see where. Okay. This one doesn't even work that well anymore. Energy ball, instant kill, lightning, heavens. Oh my gosh, he's over here pecking comboing me.
Show me what you got. What's wrong?
He just comboed me in the air for like 5 seconds. It was pretty cool, but get out of the way, Kaito. Thank you. His body's in the water.
That was simple for you two. Far too simple. Makes me realize how old I really am. It's a shame, isn't it, that I've all but faded away. Time sure flies, my boy. Just gets worse and worse with every year. Damn tragic.
Matsukane.
Stay down, asshole!
Not gonna be that easy.
You're really laying it on him, Kaito.
Oh, boss.
Is this the Yagami kid you were talking about?
Yep.
That's
Happens every
Matsugane,
fucking time I
20
run
years
into
ago.
that guy.
So, asshole, you, get some kind of sick pleasure out of him beating the crap out of you? Time after time, you just keep coming back for seconds. You all right in the brain, kiddo?
I'm saner than you bullshit Yakuza.
Huh? Bullshit Yakuza, huh? Some rotten attitude you got there.
Hey, why don't you go fuck yourself?
Who the fuck do you think you are?
I don't know why they're not showing Yagami's face.
Back in the day, I was a lot more like you than I think you even know. I was in a real bad place, so I just started punching anything that pissed me off.
Every time someone's a kid
And before
in the
long,
Yakuza games,
my
like in
time
the
was
flashback, they always have on the
nowhere
same
left for me
clothes.
to go except this
Like
cesspool of
a
a city.
jacket and
And you,
pants.
my boy, that's exactly
Like one of
what
those
you
shiny,
are.
like those exact
Don't
type of
talk
jackets,
like you know
those
me.
different color ones, always the same.
You know shit.
Ichiban and
Oh, but I do, you see.
what's his name has one right here.
When I was
Yagami.
your age, my life was going down the shitter and I just kept flushing. And now, you, my boy, you're the same little punk I was. I can tell. You know, sometimes people have no choice but to turn to the Yakuza. But, even if my chance is gone, you've got a future ahead of you. Now, I might have called this place a cesspool, but it's more than that. Kamurocho, it's a city of dreams where even from the gutters you can shoot for the stars. So if you want to get ahead in this town, well, kid, I'll teach you everything I know. But look, if nothing else, you might want to lay off your little date nights with Kaito.
They didn't even show Kaito's face. I guess they didn't want to animate.
In times like these, it's hard to even enjoy a drink.
But they made young Matsugane, but they didn't make young
The mole
Yagami,
you're
young
searching for
Kaito.
is a hired gun employed by Hamura.
Kaito would have been like
An assassin?
maybe
Yes.
15, 20.
It seems Hamura always turns to the same
But
person.
they made
when
him
he
young
needs
in his
someone to take
flashbacks
care
of
That's
in
your
the
killer,
Kaito files.
without a doubt.
Do you know
But they
anything
never
about
made
him?
a young
No.
Yagami. They made a
Whoever he is, he's a goddamn
like a
pro.
younger Yagami, but
He's
not like
killed
a
several
kid
people
version
now
of
the exact same
Yagami.
way, yet barely left a trace.
The youngest we've seen was probably like
Do you know what he looks
a few
like?
years
at least?
before this.
No. The only one who does is Hamura.
He had the short hair.
Are you still going to pursue this, Tak?
That's the plan.
You should know, even if you track down Hamura and the mole, that won't be the end of it. They're just puppets on a stage much larger than you realize. And once you step foot on that stage, there's no hiding from the limelight. Do you understand?
I'd rather try and regret it than never try at all.
Nobody listens to their elders these days.
Sorry about this, boss. Seriously.
Can I just say one thing, Matsugane-san?
What is it?
The Matsugane family I know would never turn a blind eye to cold-blooded murder like this. You say you can't exist without Hamura, but
Don't make me repeat myself. Times have changed. Hamura is the Matsukani family now. It's not my place to interfere anymore. That's my prerogative as patriarch.
Matsukani-san. Thank you for everything. All that, still no clue where Hamura is. We're back to square one.
Not exactly. The boss slipped us a pretty big hint
Oh yeah?
when he was talking about Captain Hamura.
Hmm?
He might be in hiding, yeah. But the family looks to Hamura for guidance now. He's gotta be communicating with them somehow. If we can just listen in on one of their conversations, that should lead us straight to him. We just gotta get ears in there. You follow me?
I think I do. You want to bug their office.
Exactly.
But after everything that just went down, you know what'll happen if we get caught. They'll kill us.
Which means we'll just have to enlist the help of an expert burglar.
Uh-huh. You want to make Sugiura do it.
I'll give him a ring. You go track down some bugs.
Me?
Make sure they're HD audio and shit. Meet me at the office once you've got
I
it.
want some ice cream. I've been wanting ice cream the last couple of days, but I have to wait till tomorrow. I really wish that side of the world was accessible. I really wish Kamurocho was bigger. It's really small. Like, this is a really small map. Ijincho, Yokohama, is probably about 4 sizes of this. I want to say at least 4 sizes of Kamurocho, maybe more. Ijincho is huge. That is a huge area. It's probably the biggest area in the Yakuza series. I know Yakuza 5 has a big area. I forgot what area it's called, but it's where you play as the baseball guy. That's a pretty big area, but you move around it so slow, just because of the old designs of the game. Like the area is huge, but you just run so slow. You maneuver around it so slow, and you run really fast in these in the newer games. Because in the older games, I guess I can't really show off how slow you would run. You run really slow. Like really slow. Like a jog, not really a run.
Hey, Tsukumo.
Oh, Yagami. What is it this time?
I'm trying to keep this on the down low here, but I'm looking for bugs. Think you can help me with that?
You know who you're talking to, right? Of course I can.
Thought so.
Well, anytime works for me as long as I've got the parts.
You're gonna make them by hand?
Won't find a safer pair of hands than literally my pair of hands. Plus, you get a friend discount.
If you say so. Anyway, what do you need? I'll run to a department store and pick them up.
No need. Here's a riddle. You can get me from here, but I am not here. What am I?
What?
Online shopping. Things get here in no time with rush shipping. I'll just need you to give me the cash.
How much are we talking?
For parts and labor, let's say 100,000?
That's with your friend discount?
Yes, sir. I'm taking a loss on it for you, Yagami.
All right.
Just let me know when you have the money, and I'll put the order in.
How much money? I have 400, almost 500,000. 100 grand. Oh, I have
That
enough.
money burning a hole in your pocket? It's gonna run you 100 grand for parts and labor.
Here you go.
Thanks. It's gonna take a while, but I'll let you know when I'm done.
Sounds good.
Should I fight this guy? Is this a guy? I honestly don't really want to. This is the big guy, I think. Or maybe one of these are. The side's usually back here.
You asked for it.
All these big guys. This is a really gruesome heat action. You just oh my god. Just keep going until he's dead almost. Sour cream fries?
It's the spot.
ありがとうございました。
Oh.
Must we?
What in the world? Wait.
And stay down.
I am waiting on Tsukumo to call. Never. Why?
Bring it on.
I completely missed that guy.
Really, guys?
Alright, Tsukumo. Rip and call. Yeah, this chapter is filled with... What the... Don't tell me this is the same people that were chasing me. Because they were like already running.
Show me what you got. And stay down.
Oh my god.
Wow, really? What a waste.
Have run around the whole city, and Tsukumo hasn't called yet. Thank you.
Hello?
The long-awaited time has come. Your order is ready.
Long. Felt like you did that pretty fast, actually.
I'll be waiting in the usual spot. Mind coming over?
Not at all. See you in a bit.
At least I was right by the cafe. I don't know if he lives here or what. I don't know if, cause this is like an internet cafe, but he has his own little cubicle. But I don't know if he like sleeps here, cause it's like a little pillow there. I don't know. Fine.
Oh, well, you got here fast, Yagami.
Says the guy who makes bugs in 10 minutes.
Well, I can't refuse a compliment. Here you
Maybe
go.
You can order the food too.
They're designed to blend into a power outlet, so just plug it in. Oh, and the signal range is 100 meters. It'll even go through metal plates or other obstacles, meaning you can listen from, say, the roof of a building?
That's perfect. I think this is gonna work.
You can turn them off remotely, too. So you don't have to listen constantly if you don't want to. And I have to say, even a great detective like you would have trouble finding these, Yagami.
I'm not sure that's entirely true, but thanks anyway. You're a lifesaver, Tsukumo.
You're very welcome.
That was weird. I was waiting for it to continue. I had to skip it. For some reason, games haven't really been keeping my attention. Like, I've been trying to play something. I've attempted to replay Persona 5 Royal. I've been trying to play Final Fantasy 7 Remake. I've been booting up games. I have not been having fun with them. That happens a lot to me.
Hey,
I don't like it,
by
but
for a bit.
I'm kind of enjoying not playing anything. The last
You get the bugs, Doc?
Sure did.
Good.
The last couple months have
seat.
been really dry for anything coming out. Nothing really came out in April or May, or that's coming out. Nothing really came out in April or May, or yet in May. I think the next game that comes out is Mario Strikers, or whatever they're calling the next Mario soccer game. Then after that is Xenoblade in July, and I don't really know what else is coming out until July.
So, you want to tap the
And I want to play
Matsugami
at least.
office?
Kaito-san told you, huh?
Yep.
So
Now explain what
I've
you
been
told
just
me,
very
Sugiura.
bored
Well,
lately.
it's impossible. No
Like, I
way
have
can
tons of
sneak
games
some.
to play.
They've literally
just
got
don't
guys
have
on
the-
watch, man. The
I
cameras
just
had seen
don't.
me
I
going
can't
in and out
focus
too.
on anything.
Think about what had happened if I got caught. They'd beat me to death.
Guess we're screwed.
This isn't a joke, Kaito-san. What are we gonna do?
All right, chill. I thought up something else. If Sugiura doesn't want to sneak in, we'll just find you a disguise.
Huh?
Just hear me out. You know this guy, Talk?
How can he see from there?
Who's that? Guy's got a
Oh, yeah, this
sailor
guy.
jacket.
One of the Matsugani goons, yeah?
Yep. Name's Tashiro-kun. The snazziest fucking Yakuza in town. Guy never takes his shades off, even at night. You know, his height and build are awful close.
You better not be thinking what I think you're thinking.
If Tashiro-kun was wearing a face mask, nobody'd know he was actually a different person. They wouldn't have a clue.
Good idea.
So what? You want me to dress up like Tashiro-kun and infiltrate the Matsugani office?
Bingo. First things first, we gotta find him and grab his clothes and shades. The rest will be simple. Just walk in there and plant the bugs.
Oh, and here I thought I was gonna be able to sit this part out.
It's all in your capable hands now.
I gotta say, Kaito-san, you really thought this through.
You know, before today, I always thought I was gonna end up back in the family somehow.
What's that?
But there's no way. Not now that I defied the boss. Guess there's no turning back, though. Might as well see this through to the end.
Gotcha. Now let's go get Tashiro-kun's clothes.
Let's hit it.
Kaito-san,
Sup?
do you, have any idea where Tashiro-kun is?
Let me think. Last I heard, he was working at a cabaret. Looking there might be our best bet.
Which club?
Think it was called Emerald Hills, over on Shichifuku Street.
Sounds like we have our next stop then.
Let's roll, Talk.
Hey, do you have a second?
Welcome, sirs. Table for two?
Actually, we want to ask you a question.
This place is a Matsugane joint, yeah?
Yes, sir. Why do you ask?
We're looking for somebody. You know a guy named Tashiro?
Tashiro?
Flashy jacket, always wears his sunglasses. You gotta know the guy.
Oh, him.
There you go. I knew you'd know him.
Any idea where he is?
Actually, he was in the club just a second ago. A customer was giving us some trouble, though. So he saw them out. Personally.
I'm guessing they didn't go out for drinks.
Where did Tashiro take him?
Probably toward Tenkaichi Street. He said there's a back alley nobody ever goes in there.
Smart. If you're gonna beat the crap out of someone, better to do it where nobody's gonna find you.
Sometimes I think you kind of miss doing that shit.
Anyway, let's get moving.
Right. Thanks, pal.
Oh, of course.
Why'd he take... Why'd he... Whatever. He took them all the way down the street. Well, how could you lead somebody this far without feeling that something's gonna happen?
Guess we're doing this.
Writing on the cash register.
Really, guys?
Let's hit it.
But I missed what he said. An alley that nobody goes down. Oh my. This guy again? Are you kidding? It's always the same. I was gonna do the multi-hit.
And stay down.
Let's go.
いらっしゃいませ。ありがとうございました。
Listen, you old fuck. Didn't you see the sign? You can look, but not touch.
Please, I never touched anyone!
Huh? Bullshit, you didn't. The girls know all about your pervy ass.
There he is. Tashiro-kun.
You, weren't kidding about how he dresses. I'm actually kind of impressed.
Huh? Wait, you're Yagami.
Oh, congrats. You recognize the guy your whole family's after.
Shut it, asshole! I'm just gonna... Hey! Get the hell back here! Damn it! He got away because of you!
Let me guess. You made that up to try and squeeze cash out of the poor bastard. Guy like that wouldn't cop a feel even if your girl wanted him to.
Huh? The fuck do you know?
Huh. Sounds like you were right on the money.
Of course. That's how shit goes around here. It's only fair that we take his clothes, yeah?
What do you mean? The hell are you talking about?
We'll give them back as soon as we're done. Won't be long, promise.
Fuck off! You got any idea how much these threads cost?
Not a one. But you know how dangerous Kamurocho is. Should have expected somebody want to jump you.
We won't have to hurt you if you just hand them over. Everything will stay nice and clean, too. It's a win-win. So, are you stripping or not?
What kind of question is that, pretty boy? If you want my clothes, you're gonna have to rip them off!
Oh, come on. Pressing triangle, like, as soon as...
Still feeling tough?
Oh, come on. Kaito hit most of them. Hit him most of the time.
Okay, let's just get this over with, Talk.
Yep. Don't want anyone walking in on this.
Shit. This guy's fucking loaded. His wallet's burst into the goddamn seams.
Don't take his money. We're not thieves.
Yeah, I know. Wait, don't clothes count as stealing?
Like I said earlier, we're just borrowing them for a bit.
If you say so. You're the lawyer. Man, they fit even better than I was expecting. You look good, Doc.
That's the last thing I want to hear.
Anyway, you better get to the Matsugane
For
office
some
and
reason,
plant those
I just
bugs
have
before
not gotten
Fleming
into
Speaking of
SMT3
Kaito-san, think you can take care of him?
Nocturne.
What do you mean?
We can't leave the guy naked outside this time of year.
Always
Like,
a
I
big
played a lot of
song.
it, or a decent
Sure,
amount of it.
I'll handle
I
it.
beat
Can't go with you anyway.
Matador,
Not looking like
but I
regular
haven't
old
really
Kaito.
gotten past
Thanks.
much of it after that. And it took me a long time to even get past
Don't mess
Matador
this
because I
up.
just stopped at him.
I won't.
But I don't know. I beat SMT5 when it came out, no problem. But SMT3,
What in the
I don't know.
absolute fuck is this?
Oh, spare me. They're not my clothes.
I guess it's just
Okay.
old.
Okay, I'm okay.
I guess, even though it's remastered, things look better.
All right, I'll be right over.
And I really like SMT, Persona, Atlas games. I really like them. They're just, I don't know. A lot of them are inaccessible. Well, not inaccessible, but they're a lot of them are on 3DS. I only have SMT4, which I bought like less than a year ago, probably. I probably won't stream too much longer. I don't know. Chapter 8 seems to be going on pretty long. I don't remember how far I was into the game beforehand. I mean, chapter 8.
Sorry for the wait.
Before this stream today.
Hey, Sugiura?
Sorry, I think you have the wrong guy. God, I just can't help it.
We don't have time for this.
He has some red lips.
I can't help it, man. That's the loudest disguise I've ever seen in my life.
Maybe you want to try planting these instead?
Sorry. It's perfect, honest.
Yeah, whatever. Can we get this over with now?
Yagami-san, I should be able to get a read on the bugs right after you set them. Just come on out when you're all done.
Got it.
So, you ready?
Oops, I didn't want to.
I need to...
Why say don't worry?
Good to go.
That's why I picked the other one.
It's really not that funny.
Oh! Stylish as ever, Tashiro. Me and you, we gotta hit the club sometime.
I don't remember what I wanted to buy. Something here? Probably. Back damage, finally. Health. Health is pretty good. Dodge roll.
Hey, Tashiro. All clear at Emerald Hills? Glad you can take care of yourself. We got enough to worry about looking for Yagami. By the way, mind keeping an eye on the office for me? Gonna head to the convenience store, grab a snack. I'll be back in 5.
I think that's Sonic's voice actor. Roger Craig Smith? I don't like him. I know he plays other characters in the game. Have to look for the outlet.
What the? What the? Suspicious. Hey.
World is out on the floor.
Hey, it's Yagami. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Now hurry up and get your ass down here.
Got it.
The hell are you doing, Tashiro? You know no going in the boss's room without permission. If anything happened, it'd be on me. The hell are you ignoring me for? Say something, damn it!
Really? What?
What the? Yagami!
Guess I'm busted, huh?
You got balls climbing into the lion's mouth knowing you're just gonna get eaten. Don't let this asshole leave here alive!
Like, why did they put this here? Like, we had to do this without anybody knowing. Like, now it just really just messes everything up. Unless, like, I don't remember what happens, but like, us being here, them knowing that we're here, it compromises everything. We don't kill these guys.
You're not getting away that easy. Say your prayers, shithead!
Whoa, we have laws against those, you know.
Laws? Says the guy who's trespassing!
Oh.
Damn it. How am I gonna get out of this?
What the?
That'll work.
How did he not hear or see Yagami run out of there? He's wearing bright gold clothes.
That was a close one, Yagami-san.
Did you cut the lights back there?
Yep. Heard everything thanks to the bugs.
Even though they don't know we planted bugs, I'm sure it's going to be easy for them to find them.
You saved my life.
Won't be safe for long if we stick around here. Let's get moving.
Very weird. This whole part is.
I think we're safe now. What about the bugs?
How do
You hear
we
what they're saying?
get out of our clothes?
Give me a sec.
That's all it takes?
Yep. Well, everything seems fine. Huh? It sounds like they're making a call already. To the man of the hour himself, Hamura. They're reporting what just went down.
Can you tell where he's hiding?
One sec. Something about Chohan? Isn't that some kind of dice game? Guess he's at a gambling hall then. But where can you play Chohan?
If we want to gamble, all we have to do is ask a gambler. And I think I know just the spot.
Oh, you mean the casino? The one under Koibride?
Somebody there has to know where to find Chohan in this town.
For sure. Guess in that case.
Yeah, I'll handle it from here.
Got it.
Thanks for the backup, though.
I have to do that every time I come in here. And every time I leave. Oh my.
That'll do it.
Very weird. You have to have a key to get in this place. Very weird.
I'm on a roll. Time to go all in.
Hey, sorry to interrupt.
You there.
What?
I need cash.
100.
Look, man, I'm riding a wave of good luck here. I'm about to make some serious bank.
Yeah, I'm not letting you gamble with my money.
Then I don't want to talk. Ah, damn it! Next game's gonna be mine.
Hey.
Not now, dickhead.
It won't take long, promise.
Ah,
No, I'm pretty sure you just have awful luck.
the shit did you say?
I guess I can't, oh man. I guess that wasn't part of the plan, huh?
Fucking shit, look at the ass on her.
Hey, sorry to interrupt.
What do you want?
Know anywhere around here a guy can play some Chohan?
Chohan, huh? Yeah, I think there's a joint in the Champion District. Heard their exclusive is all fuck.
You actually know a place? Could you maybe tell me the name?
I could, sure, but...
But what?
Check her out. That chick's got the goods, right?
Sure. I guess she's got goods. What's your point?
I want to have a drink with her. Can you make introductions for me?
I have to be your wingman?
Good-looking guy like you's got a better chance of sealing the deal, right? I mean, look at me.
Ugh, I can't believe this. You better tell me if I do this for you.
Of course, man! Ain't that just the finest piece of grade A ass you've ever seen?
Mind if I join you?
Please, take a seat.
You come here often?
You bet. There's 3 things I love in life. Stiff drinks, risky bets, and handsome men.
Oh, yeah?
Just once. I want someone to seduce me, like they do in the movies.
Okay. Can I buy you a drink?
Make it a martini. A gambling woman's drink.
Let me guess. Vodka martini. Shaken, not stirred.
Right you are. You're a bigger movie buff than I expected.
7.
Mind if I buy you one? My friend will probably want to join us too.
Oh, you only want to drink?
Huh?
I just told you I'm in the gambling mood. So, what do you say we spice things up a bit? Here's the deal. I'll drink with you if you beat me at poker.
Okay, it's a deal.
He agreed to that pretty fast. What the? What was that? That thing just fell over.
Well, are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, this should be good.
Alright, poker. I don't remember how to play poker.
One pair.
Okay, I won. Is that it? Yes.
Seems I
That was
lost.
fast.
I got lucky.
Yes, Lady Luck seems to prefer her men. And I suppose I can't blame her. And I'm a woman of my word.
The drinks are on me.
Wonderful.
Hey, why are you the one having all the fun?
She agreed to drink with us after a game. Now go grab some seats.
Wait, seriously? I owe you for this, man!
You're damn right you do. I need to know where I can play Chohan, remember?
Oh, yeah. It's in the Champion District. Only shop without a sign, you can't miss it.
Bar with no sign.
Knock on the shutter 3 times, and they'll ask you what you want. You respond with the password, "Can I talk to Moon?"
Knock 3 times, then the password.
Can I talk to Moon?
Next, they'll say, "He says he wants the steak," to which you respond, "Chateaubriand Blue." And that's it. Joint's underground, but clearly that ain't a problem for you.
Thanks. That's a huge help.
Now let's get drinking.
Actually, I think I'm gonna have to pass. I need to go.
You're lost, pal. An ass like that is a once-in-a-lifetime deal.
Oh yeah, she likes vodka martinis. Order it shaken, not stirred.
The hell's that supposed to mean?
He ain't gonna make it that far.
Yo,
Kaito-san.
Sugiura told me you'd be here. So, you find out where Hamura is?
Yep, a gambling hall in the Champion District.
Really? Where at?
Apparently the only store without a sign. They've got the club set up underground.
Huh, fancy. By the way, Talk, what happens when you find Hamura?
The first thing I'm gonna do is vent. After everything he's done, he deserves it. If I'm honest, I'd take more joy in seeing him squirm than finding the mole right about now.
Glad we're on the same page.
Let's go.
All right.
Take it easy. Where'd you go?
Oh my.
Nice choice. Hey, give that back. Let go. Nice try, jerk.
A bar with no sign on it. I don't remember where it was. Oh.
Yo, hold up.
Hmm?
I don't see a sign anywhere. This where we get in the gambling hall?
Free.
What do you want?
You ever been mooned?
Can I talk to Moon?
Says he wants steak. Pick one for him.
Chateaubriand, blue.
Thank you for your order. Enjoy your meal. Nice going, Doc.
Imagine if they only let me in and then Kaito had to go in after.
I could go for a steak now.
Everyone ready? Here we go.
All right, place your bets. Come on, last call. All right, I got one over here. Anyone take an even? I got an even. All right, come on, let's go.
Go already. Hurry up.
Kaito-san.
Bets down.
All right, let's go.
Show it.
Yes! There we go!
2-2, even.
Oh, I'm on fucking fire tonight. Hell yeah, Captain. We're just getting started.
Hey! Watch your fucking feet! You fucking serious? Get the fuck out of here!
Such a small world, isn't it? You're not exactly an easy man to find.
Shit. Ozaki! Again, huh? Ready, Talk?
You gotta fight Samoa Joe again. Hamura has like less health than Samoa Joe does. I know it's not Samoa Joe, but he just reminds me of him. Oi. A pillow. Ah! Okay. I almost got killed right there. I know he's not done hitting me, but easy. Oh, right in the top of his forehead. I'm glad I could just treat fights like very easily.
You done yet? Or do you want me to keep hitting you?
Oh, fuck you.
You hired the thief that stole the money from the office that day. It was all just a setup, wasn't it, Hamura? What, memories eluding you? But it's all water under the bridge, isn't it? Now that I can do this.
What about the mole? Everything he does is under your command, huh? How many people has the mole murdered? All those Kyorei guys? Shintani? No way those are the only ones. Shintani, before he got murdered, was so sure the mole wasn't part of some Yakuza war. He wouldn't have said that without information to support it. And so, you had to silence him. Made the mole use Ayabe's gun to hide the trail.
Like hell I did.
Shintani knew your secret. He knew the mole murders were linked to the ADDC. All this comes right back to 89, doesn't it?
Shove it up your ass! Now hands off, or I'm gonna fucking kill you!
You seriously never listen, huh? Hamura.
The center's director, Kido. Is he the one who's behind all this carnage? Is it Kido? Is that not right?
Start talking quick, asshole. Not feeling it, huh? Then how about I kill you right here?
Kaizo-san! Kido's not our guy. phone call. When Shintani tried to reach the center. He wasn't trying to talk to Director Kido at all.
It does seem we received a phone call from this Shintani-san you speak of.
Do you know who he was calling?
Dr. Shona.
Hashiki, too. He was trying to get information out of Shono until someone got to him. So the one I want... It's Shono, huh? Right, Hamura?
Hey! Fire! Fire! Someone's got it out for us, huh, Doc?
Captain!
Oh my.
Kaito-san!
That guy is a... Hope we get revenge on that. Against that guy. When do grenades blow up? But grenades have like an infinite amount of different explosions and everything in every game and every movie and every TV show. Sometimes it's a very small explosion, sometimes it's almost no explosion, sometimes it's a big explosion like that one. I don't know.
Hamura's gone.
Well, looks like his shithead boys took him out of here.
Holy hell. I'm just glad we're still alive.
That's the end of chapter 8, finally. I forgot how many chapters there were. I think there was like 12 or 13.
The mole was Hamura's personal underworld assassin. With a mounting threat behind them, Yagami and Kaito were forced to cut ties with Matsugane. And the two set foot down a path of no return. Finally, the name of a mastermind bubbles to the surface. The man is an AD-9 researcher, Yoji Shono.
Look at that guy. The miracle. I think I'll continue playing. I wasn't planning on it because I'm like tired, but I honestly don't have much else to do.
Continues to billow out of the Champion District fire as we speak. The apparent cause is a small explosion which took place in a covert gambling hall not long ago. Eyewitnesses claim they heard the sound of explosives being detonated in the establishment. However, the building was deserted by the time firefighters and police arrived on the scene. With the horror of gang violence still fresh in our minds, the incident only raises tension across the city.
Sounds like the plan didn't go so well.
They were desperate. Still, we did manage to talk to Hamura.
Which is how you found out Shono was the one giving him orders, right? Not Director Kido.
Yeah, at least that's a look he was giving us.
You can tell that just from a look?
Give me a break. I don't know how else to put it.
Well, I guess that look is all we have to go off.
Did you come to taunt me or help me?
Don't be mean, Yagami-san. Of course I came to help.
Help how?
I found someone who's an expert on AD-9. Looking into that research paper might be our best shot at finding more leads. And I don't know about you, but I can't understand a word of what it says.
Yeah, same.
But I found somebody who can.
I'm impressed. Good work, Hoshino-kun.
Just don't get mad, okay?
Mad? Why would I get mad?
Well, the expert I found, it's Hattori-san, the journalist you kind of hate.
What?
Please, he's written a lot of articles on AD-9 and has interviewed all the top medical researchers.
That guy? Seriously? This has got to be some kind of joke.
He said he'd tell us what we want to know, if you asked him nicely.
Yeah, you know what? Let's drop it. I don't care about the paper.
Yagami-san.
What?
That research could contain vital information for this case we're building. This isn't an opportunity we can afford to miss.
But if we ask him for help now, he's gonna want something in return later.
Hattori-san's waiting for you at Kyushu number 1 star. Apparently he's doing a story on them. Come on, Yagami-san. Get going.
Kyushu number 1 star. Hold on 1 second, I'll be right back. All right. I'm gonna try to keep going until I need to get something to eat before it's too late. I had something to eat earlier on my lunch break, but I think I don't know, I might be alright for the rest of the night, I don't know. Oh my. Oh yeah, I have the...
Now stay down.
After this, I'll go buy more medical kit things. Med kits.
Hattori-san?
Oh, I didn't notice you there, Yagami-san.
Don't tell me you're using a phone camera to take pictures for your article.
Resolution on these things is plenty high nowadays. You have a problem?
Not really, no. Just didn't know sensationalist food columns were a thing.
I only report on things that interest me. That's my professional philosophy.
Well, is it gonna take a while? I'm here to talk.
Don't worry. I'll be done soon. All right, I'm done. Thanks for stopping by, Yagami-san. Kinda strange sharing a bowl of ramen with you. I thought the day would never come.
Can you not?
Smoking a cigarette and eating at the same time?
Relax, Yagami-san.
Are you still working for Kajihira?
I'm not sure I'd go that far. He just calls me in for favors every now and again. Helps to be on good terms with the guy. For my job, you know?
Uh-huh.
It'd be nice to be close with you, too, Yagami-san. I heard you were the one who discovered Shintani-sensei's corpse, after all.
I'm here to talk 89. If that's not what this is about, I'm not sticking around.
What is that?
All right. But you'll owe me for this.
a
Generally,
loud
drug
beeping.
development starts with the discovery of a compound that can treat a given disease. That compound becomes the candidate for a drug. They then test its effects on animals, after which the drug heads to clinical trials. Which is a nicer way of saying human experimentation, by the way. As for the process, it can take years, sometimes even longer, to ensure a drug is truly safe for public consumption.
Yeah, it's tough. I get it.
Before now, Alzheimer's drugs have only been able to slow the progress of the disease. None can cure it completely. But Director Keto's 89 proved remarkably effective at doing just that when tested on mice. If it can work on humans as well, maybe we can finally kiss Alzheimer's goodbye.
How do you test on mice?
At least
for Alzheimer's?
that's what the paper they published a year ago claimed.
Kind of weird.
Interesting.
Like what do you look for?
In this country,
Like,
1
a
in 4
mouse's
people
brain
over
is
the
not
age
the
of 80
same
is
as a
affected by
human brain.
dementia. That means for a couple in their 50s, there's a good chance that one of their parents has it. And the odds that one member of that couple will develop it themselves is 50-50. No matter how you look at it, dementia is an inescapable issue. If I ever experienced symptoms myself, I'd go to the doctor straight away. In some cases, they can slow the progress enough that you can even keep working. I guess my point is, dementia is not something to fear. It's a possibility to prepare for. Our biggest enemy is ignorance and apathy. Kinda reminds me of someone.
Yeah, if you say so.
Good. I'd like to give you a rundown of what exactly Alzheimer's is then. You interested?
Well, you're gonna, even if I say no, right?
You bet I would. Now let's begin. Out of all the diseases that can cause dementia, Alzheimer's accounts for roughly 70% of cases. It's believed to be brought about by buildup of a protein called amyloid beta in the brain. When that happens, nerve cells start dying off and the brain begins to atrophy.
So to put this in layman's terms, waste buildup kind of shrinks the brain.
That's one way to put it, yes. But even that is just a theory at this point. There's still much to learn about Alzheimer's.
And when your brain shrinks?
Your memory is impaired. Let me explain. There are 3 processes involved in memory: encoding, storage, and retrieval. Alzheimer's impairs the first step, encoding. This makes it near impossible to remember new things. I'll give you an example that stuck with me. When doctors asked a dementia patient the date, they had no problem producing the correct answer. But when asked the year, the patient said 1952. Their mind was stuck decades in the past. You see, dementia not only inhibits new memories, but jumbles the ones you already have as well.
I think I understand.
Good.
So how exactly does 89 cure Alzheimer's?
According to their research, when they injected 89 into the test mice, it brought about a process known as autophagy.
Which is what?
It's a Greek word that means self-devouring. That's what your body starts to do to its own proteins. In other words, all the amyloid beta built up in the mice's brains began to instantly break down.
Instantly?
Yes, and once it was all gone, their Alzheimer's stopped progressing entirely. The most shocking thing is that even brain cells which had lost function were able to recover. As one researcher put it, it's as though the brain turns on a backup generator. If they can bring about similar effects in humans,
they'll have a cure for Alzheimer's.
That's right. There are millions of patients worldwide, and that number is growing steadily every day. If they actually complete this drug, it could truly change the world as we know it.
It's nothing short of a dream drug for both buyers and sellers.
If you ask me, it sounds too good to be true.
Excuse me?
I mean, the vice director of the ADDC suspected something fishy was going on with it. But when he started digging around, someone offed him to keep their secret safe. Made it look like a brawl so nobody'd get suspicious.
What kind of secret are we talking?
Like the drug's effects being falsified.
No, there's no chance of that.
Huh? How do you know?
Since the announcement of 89, countless animal tests have proven successful. It's no fabrication. One test after another, they've proven its viability.
And you're sure?
You didn't have to.
Yes. I'm of the mind they should push forward faster, even if the paper was a little rougher on the edges. After all, dementia drugs are being developed all around the world. It would be a shame if someone beat them to the punch, both for the ADDC and for Japan. Kido-san is far too cautious. This is no time to be testing on animals. They need to move to clinical trials and get this thing out.
By which you mean?
Experimenting on humans.
Human experimentation. Wait.
What's wrong?
Oh, nothing. Just... Are you absolutely sure there's nothing off about 89?
I guess there is an interesting detail I noticed. Kido-san is listed as the sole author of the 89
It's going alright so far.
But in truth,
Just
he only
plain.
put his name on the paper to lend it credibility. The key researcher was someone else entirely. A guy you know, too. Man by the name of Shono.
So the one I want. Shono, huh? So you're saying Shono's the creator of 89?
Seems so. The paper would never have gained such worldwide traction without Kido-san, though. They needed a leading expert to rubber stamp the research and make it seem more official. That kind of thing is pretty common, though. Not really a cause for concern.
Shono, what's your role in all of this?
Yo, welcome back.
Hey there, Yagami-san.
The gang's all here, huh?
How did things go with Hattori-san? Did you learn anything useful?
Yeah, I guess.
Stop bugging me. I don't know why he always just goes automatically to that. Try to get around that chair right there.
Wait, are you saying there isn't actually anything up with 89?
That's what Hattori said, yeah.
This is the first time I'm hearing about Kido not really being involved, though. It's possible Shono's hiding the truth from even him.
Maybe. But first, one term in particular stuck with me from my chat with Hattori-san.
Which is?
Human experimentation.
Go on.
Apparently, 89 is just about ready to be tested on real human subjects.
Well, that's gross. Side effects include bloating, blindness, and death, right?
Knock it off.
Sorry. What's bothering you about that, Yagami-san?
Well, it's just... I've just been thinking, what if all these murders were secretly experimental trials for 89?
You're serious?
If Shono's the one behind all this...
What? You think this guy Shono went out, hired an assassin, and started killing people?
Guess it's a bit of a stretch, huh?
Even if these people were test cases, why would Shono have to murder them? This is a dementia drug, not some kind of chemical weapon.
No, but what if it really did have some kind of crazy side effects, though? Like, they didn't want to kill the people, but they ended up dying anyways.
It was perfectly fine when they tested it on mice, though. If it ended up killing someone, then... Wait a sec.
Yeah, wait a sec is right. We're on the same page here.
What if 89 was completely harmless to mice, but lethal when introduced into the human body?
If that was the case, they'd need to perform a ton of experiments to make sure it was fixed. Which is why they killed all those Kyorei guys.
Back it up. If they're testing a drug, wouldn't they want to use it on an actual patient? I mean, it's not like those Kyorei guys all had Alzheimer's or anything.
That's true.
Actually, it says here that they test new drugs on healthy humans as well. They're the control group to make sure the drug is safe.
Yeah, eventually. It wouldn't make any damn sense for them to start on anyone but real patients, though.
But...
just give it a rest. Try taking this seriously for once.
We are taking this seriously.
Says the dumbass kid who keeps spouting tinfoil hat shit about goddamn human experiments.
The only dumbass here is the guy who can't consider all the possible options.
Oh, is that right? Next you're gonna tell me they experimented on old man Waku too. Fucking idiots. What?
That incident 3 years ago at the ADDC. The guy who died, Waku-san. Didn't he have Alzheimer's?
Hey, I think you're onto something.
Huh?
Think about it, Kaito-san. Waku-san was an Alzheimer's patient at the center. We know for a fact that Okubo didn't kill him, but they never tracked the real murderer down.
Alright, cool your fucking jets. That happened 3 years ago. AD9 didn't even exist back then.
True, it was only announced last year. But all the research that went into that paper would have reached way further back.
Huh? Wait, are we really onto something?
It's hard to say for sure, but it's worth looking into at the very least.
If 89's really what killed Waku-san 3 years ago, the ADDC's finished. Shit would be the scandal of the century.
Why did they give me the option to pick it up?
You know, I'm starting to see things a little clearer now.
Why is he sitting in my chair?
I have a few more thoughts about this whole human experimentation theory. Mind if we continue?
Sure, let's do it.
Okay, so let's say Shono did experiment on Waku-san. Why would he do that? They normally do a lot more to ensure a drug is safe before it enters clinical trials. What was his motive for testing it then?
Maybe he wanted to try his groundbreaking new drug on a real live human as soon as possible. If it worked, he'd have the cure. And he'd have it without dealing with all the red tape these things go through. It would have saved him years.
That's possible. I guess Shono was surrounded by dementia patients. One little test wouldn't be a big deal, and if it succeeded, his drug would save the world. If it meant curing Alzheimer's sooner, he might have been okay accepting the risk.
But instead of doing what it was meant to do, 89 had a horrible side effect. Death. The more I think about it, the more it feels like this is how it all went down.
It's starting to make sense.
But now, even though he knows the risks, he's still experimenting, and using the mole to do it. I know this is all just a theory, but the pieces all seem to fit together.
Going down that path, Yagami-san, that means Okubo really was innocent, yeah? But he murdered his girlfriend right after. I mean, that's why he's on death row.
Quit it, Sugiura. We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
So, to summarize our theory so far, it all started 3 years ago when Shono accidentally killed a patient during an AD9 test. But those tests are still ongoing. That's why Hamura had all those Kyorei guys killed.
But wait, how would a guy like Shono get wrapped up with Yakuza and assassins? Your run-of-the-mill researcher wouldn't have the cash or connections for that shit.
But what if someone close to him did?
Someone Shono knows who's got Yakuza ties? The hell could that be?
Yusuke Kido, Shigeru Kajihira, Minister Kazami. Oh. Director? I don't know about the director. Kajihira. Ultimate. Who's the Kajihira group?
Ryusuke Kido, director of the ADDC.
Oh, I see what you mean. Kido would have access to ADDC funding. There's even been talk of him having ties to the Yakuza somehow, right? I think you've cracked it, Yagami-san. It had to be Kido.
I don't know if that's really true.
Why?
Think back to the '89 press conference. You remember the look on Kido's face? He was so proud, innocent even. But if he knew about all this human experiment shit, no way he'd look like that.
Kid's got a point.
Then maybe he was only told about the experiments after the conference took place. That would still make sense, right? First, Shono gets Kido to sign off on the '89 paper and publicly gives him all the credit. Thrilled about the possibilities, Kido proudly presents the research at that press conference. There's no turning back after that, even if he found out about the experiments. That's probably how Shono got Kido on his side. He then used Kido's funding and connections to bring in Hamura and the Mole. It feels like all the pieces are falling into place.
That means Kido's not actually the one in charge.
Right. Shono is behind everything.
Let's say you're right. When did Shono start using this guy? When was the mole's first murder?
Probably Hashki's death 6 months ago.
And why do you say that?
Hashki inching closer to the truth about '89 was a serious problem for Shono. But as we know, Shono was in a taxi at the time of the beating. Meaning someone else must have been responsible for Hashki's death.
The man in the black raincoat. He's the Mole?
Yeah. Only the best of the best assassins would have the skill to do what they did to Hashki.
Can't argue with that.
Who knows how close Hashki was to finding out about the human experimentation before he died.
Yeah, and if he had, that would have been the end of the line for Shono. Seems like a plausible motive to me.
So what, everything just makes sense? I don't know.
If you have something to say it.
I mean, this is still just a theory, right? It all sounds almost too convenient.
What do you mean?
If Shono killed Wakusan at the ADDC 3 years ago, then Okubo, the primary suspect in the case, would be totally in the clear.
Yep. Already proved that in court, remember?
But Okubo, he killed his girlfriend right after. He stabbed her over and over. Even set the place on fire. Reeked of booze, too, even though he was supposed to be dry. Defend him all you want. The guy's a murderer. That's why the whole thing was such a big deal. everyone realized the court made a mistake. It took the death of an innocent girl for them to realize that Okubo probably did it after all. Yet here you are, claiming the court got it right, claiming Okubo's innocent. But you just don't want to feel responsible for Emi Terasawa's death. That's it, isn't it?
Enough, Sugiura. You're way out of line, and you don't know shit.
Look, I know I get swept up in my emotions pretty easily sometimes. All the same, I'm trying to be fair here.
Are you?
So if we want to treat Yagami-san's theory like it's the truth, then we'll have to figure out whether or not Okubo is innocent. If he actually killed Waka-san.
And how are you suggesting we do that?
It's simple. We just go to Okubo and ask if he did it.
You want to talk to him face to face? Meeting with a death row inmate isn't that easy.
A lawyer like you should have no problem setting that up, right?
He can't stand me, though. From day one, Okubo insisted he was innocent, that he didn't kill Emi. But I abandoned him. Told him he'd be better off just giving up.
Fine. But that's a pretty weak excuse for not going to talk to him now. If you really want to pursue this case, you don't have a choice, Yagami-san.
Well?
Hoshino-kun.
Yes?
Let's go talk to Okubo. Think you can arrange that for me?
I can try. Let me get in touch with the prison.
Thanks. I'll be at Genda's if you want to find me. Looking over the old case files.
All right.
Yeah, the story is winding down. Not winding down, It's not winding down too fast. It's slowly winding. We're getting to the bottom of a lot of cases. There's a lot of main cases that we have that we still haven't figured out yet. These, who killed Waku, who killed Shintani and the other guys, killed Hashiki, who was this guy. Why killed him? I don't think we ever really. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, things are winding down. Slowly but surely.
Oh, Yagami. You need something?
Mind if I look over a case file? The ADDC one from 3 years ago. I'm seeing Okubo soon.
Huh? What do you mean you're seeing Okubo?
Hold on. I'll go pull the documents up.
Thanks, Ari-san.
How's it going, Yagami-san?
Oh, not bad. What do you have there?
The files for Emi Terasawa's case. I thought they might be useful too.
Well,
Yagami-san, I think you should look them over if you're going to talk to Okubo. If you really don't need them, just leave them here. I'll put everything back later.
My bad.
Emi Terasawa, 26 years old at time of death. December 2nd, 2015, about 11 p.m. Her body is found on the second floor of a burnt-out apartment building. 15 stab wounds to the chest, presumably inflicted while she was still alive. Cause of death? Blood loss. No ash in her lungs, so she didn't inhale any smoke. Emi died before the fire started. Shinpei Okubo, the victim's boyfriend and roommate, was found at the scene and arrested. Murder weapon is thought to be a kitchen knife. It was covered in Okubo's prints. Okubo was wasted out of his mind when firefighters arrived at the apartment.
Okubo-san is not a violent person. And he hasn't even had a drink in over 6 years. Not a single drop since the incident.
But Okubo claims he doesn't remember ever drinking, that he woke up surrounded by flames. He's pleaded innocence from day one.
Yagami. Do you really have to do this? Go see Okubo, I mean.
Yeah, looks like I do.
But why?
I need to know if he was really innocent. If he killed Waku-san 3 years ago. I'm going to find the truth, Kenta-sensei.
What? In just one little prison chat?
Well, either way, I never felt like I closed the book on this. I should have done this years ago. I mean, yeah, I defended him in court. But we didn't have anything definitive to prove his innocence. The only thing the ruling said was that they couldn't conclusively prove his guilt. Meaning for the public at large, he as good as did it. Okubo got laid off from his job and had his personal details smeared all over the internet.
Yeah.
The guy barely even went outside. Couldn't sleep at night without his pills. But I didn't ask him about any of that. Didn't really care either. Until one day, Okubo gave up his years of sobriety, started drinking, and stabbed his girlfriend to death.
And what? You think that's your fault?
I helped set a murderer loose on the world. In other words, Emi died because of me.
Oh, I'm not gonna let you do this to yourself. Do you remember your dad's last case? Must have been almost 20 years ago. Do you, Yagami?
Yeah. No way I could forget.
The defendant in that case raped and murdered a 15-year-old girl. At least that's what they said he did. Everyone in the damn country thought that guy deserved to get executed. No thoughts of innocence, except from your dad. You know how it all went down after that. He gave the prosecution what for. Your dad never compromised his ideals, no matter what. He said a lawyer's job isn't discovering the truth, or even knowing it. It's proving the prosecution doesn't have enough evidence to convict. Do you understand? That's how he saw the defense's role. It takes some real guts to say that. That's why you looked up to him. And you would have never become an attorney without his influence.
In the beginning, sure I did. But you know, a lot happened afterward, with my dad, and with me too.
Yeah.
It's possible the defendant actually was guilty. Raped the girl, killed her in cold blood. He disappeared almost immediately after the trial. So, all of the hatred, all of the anger people felt, was thrown on to my dad. Not long after, he and my mom were killed by the victim's father.
Jeez. Crazy.
Even so, I don't think your old man did anything wrong. Our job's showing that the prosecution doesn't have enough evidence, not finding the truth. And when you defended Okubo the first time around, that's exactly what you did. Listen to me, Yagami. You didn't do anything wrong.
Sure, I get what you're saying. But a girl burned to death because I was good at my job. Ever think about how that feels?
What?
It's easy
I think
to
she
sit
would have
back and
died
tell
either
me I
way.
did nothing wrong, but put yourself in my shoes. Could you say you did the right thing?
That's enough. How long are you gonna let this dominate your life?
Considering she testified
For as
against
long
the
as I live.
ADDC, he had her enemies. And Okubo was
Yagami speaking.
someone
Hey,
that
it's Hoshino.
they
I've
could
arranged our
use
chat with Okubo.
to pin the
Meet me at the
murder
taxi
of
stand on
Emi
West Shinjuku
Terasawa
Street.
on
I'm on my way there now.
Okubo.
Got it. Thanks.
Pretty crazy. The story that intertwined is pretty crazy.
I appreciate the concern.
I've said all I wanted to say. It's fine. I half knew you weren't gonna listen anyway.
Genda-sensei.
Hmm?
You and I both saw what happens when you don't pursue the truth. I can't let that go. I won't.
Over here, Yagami-san. We're finally going to see Okubo. Go ahead and get in, Yagami-san.
Alright. That loaded so fast. The taxi sound was still going when the cutscene popped up.
Long time no see. Yagami-sensei.
Sounds sick. He looks like the Flash actor.
I apologize.
I forgot his
I've
name.
been alone
Ezra Miller.
all this time. Talking is...
Don't worry.
I don't even know what race Ezra Miller is. I don't know if he's white or
You look
mixed with
so
Asian.
different.
Whatever.
Yeah. I haven't been back in the courtroom since the last day of our case.
Meaning you're not a lawyer?
Not quite. I'm a detective in Kamurocho. Pays the bills, you know.
And that's all my fault?
Hey. Sorry. This isn't what I came here to talk about today. 3 years ago, at the ADDC, did you actually murder Waku-san or not?
What? Yagami, I don't understand. You know I'm innocent. I didn't murder Waku-san. Or Emi-chan. Why won't you listen to me? I've told you time and time again, I didn't kill anyone! Why won't people just believe me?
I'm glad the lip syncing has gotten better in
Prosecution
in
had
Like
more
a
than
Dragon
enough evidence to convict you for Emi's murder.
for the English.
It was an open and shut case. There was nothing we could do.
Like, it's good here, but it's much better
Of
in
course
Like a
not.
Dragon. And
How am
I
I
think
gonna
Lost
win
Judgment.
when my own lawyer doesn't believe I'm innocent? Don't think I couldn't tell. Every time you went up there and tried to clear my name, you looked like you were gonna puke.
So, Okubo-san, you really didn't do it either time?
That's what I've been saying all along.
Would have done it.
My name is Hoshino from the Genda Law Office. If you don't mind, we have a theory about the ADDC incident you were on trial for.
I do mind. It doesn't have anything to do with me.
But don't you want to know who really killed Waku-san?
It was an ADDC researcher by the name of Yoji Shono.
I remember him. But you're saying he did it? Why, though?
Here, let me explain. Waku-san's death was an 89-related accident. That's our theory, at least. The drug must have killed him on the spot. Shono panicked, searching for a place to hide the body.
Which led him to my truck, huh?
Yeah. It must have been the only option he could think of. Things may have turned out differently had you actually reported finding Waku-san's body. But as we both know, that's not what happened.
So all this was because I buried the body?
It was a better stroke of luck than Shono could have ever asked for. After all, the cops never even suspected him.
So they didn't know any of this at the time of the original case, which is pretty crazy.
What the hell I was thinking back then? It all happened so fast.
Considering Okubo still got away with it, and he didn't do it obviously, but
the police never would have believed I didn't
without
kill
this
the guy.
information.
Of course not. Why would they? I already had a criminal record too. I was a fool.
Okubo. So you really were innocent after all, huh?
Do you even need to ask?
I guess not. Thank you.
Yagami-san? Yagami-sensei! What about Emmy? Aren't you gonna ask me about her? I told you before I never would have killed her!
I want to believe you. I really do. But I already did everything I could. I searched non-stop for some kind of hint. But a guy can only spend so long poring over burnt scraps of evidence. After 3 years, I'm not holding out much hope.
So...
Well, he's been in jail for 3.
Guess the real killer is still out there. Just biding his time, waiting for my execution. How are you and I gonna face Emmy in the afterlife? Come on, man! Tell me how!
Oh, man.
Yagami-san.
What's up?
I think I'm gonna head back to Genda's. What are you up to tonight?
Not sure yet. I think maybe I'll swing by Tender. I could use a drink.
Yagami-san.
I'll be alright. Later, Hoshino-kun.
There's hardly ever any enemies around this area. Like the those alleys right there. Bartender. I'm very dumb. I didn't realize that was bartender until like a couple weeks ago.
So, I hear you're defending Ayube.
Gosh.
Kuroiwa.
Well, I had to come congratulate you myself.
I like how he's
on your
walking around
triumphant
alone.
return to the courtroom.
I'm not gonna be the one defending him. Just help him with the investigation.
Wasn't Shintani-sensei your mentor? You're helping to free the man who murdered him. Are you confused or just desperate for a few scraps off the table? But it wouldn't be the first murder you've set loose in our city.
Not a good look. Aibe didn't kill Shintani.
His gun begs to differ. The rifling matches the marks on the bullet.
Yeah, that's how the real killer framed him for it. If you seriously can't see that, then I'm not the confused one here.
Say what you will.
What's the point? What was the point of that? Like, why did he even stop us? And then he turns around and walks the other way. Oh, is this the assassin guy? Oh, it is. This is the game. I forgot these guys. Or this guy.
Hello? You need something?
More or less.
He's like an assassin. Pretty cool boss. Pretty relentless boss.
Doesn't look like you're here to talk.
That's right. Your little detective game's over, Yagami.
Wait, is that? Yagami-san!
Hoshino-kun, stay back.
Huh?
This guy's dangerous.
I can see that.
Wow.
Die, Yagami!
Oi. Really? Jeez.
Is that all you got?
Oh. Oh my gosh. I wish you could just continue until they don't have any more health. What? I missed? How did I miss? Wait, I didn't miss. Nice. I don't know how that insta-kill one didn't hit.
Damn it.
Yagami-san, are you okay?
I'm fine. But that guy wasn't messing around.
What do you mean?
He would have killed me for sure if I'd let him.
Maybe one of Hamura's men?
What's up, Tuck? How'd your chat with Okubo go?
Listen, someone just tried to murder me. Probably sent by Hamura.
What?
Watch your back, Kaito-san. Where are you now?
Right by the office.
I like how,
Don't go back there. Not now.
All right.
Oh my gosh, what was the guy's name that he just talked to?
HQ. Hamura ain't gonna touch us.
Before the assassin came after
you're
us.
Gonna go there after we beat the crap out of Shioya and his whole
Kuroiwa.
crew in that club? You think they'll just let us hang out?
Right after Kuroiwa
We've got Kajihiro
left,
on our side.
the assassin guy
Go on
came.
ahead.
Really,
Get your ass over there
Yagami? Why are
quick,
you
yeah.
not putting two and two together? I mean, I get it. You would
Sounds
never
like we're meeting at KJR.
suspect that the police
I heard.
officer to be involved.
Well,
or the
let's go.
what is he? Not police officer. He's not detective. He's I forgot what he is. What his job title is, but he is involved with the police, obviously. And I guess you would not expect him to be involved in this story, well, in the murders and stuff, but gotta see the signs.
You asked.
Hoshino is like no help. Oh, that guy sounded like he took a couple more bounces.
This is the Kyorei clan headquarters, right?
Last I checked.
Oh, this is gonna shave some years off my life.
I'm nervous too.
Yagami-san, who's your little buddy?
I'm,
like all the way
Hoshino,
over there.
sir, from the Genda Law Office.
Uh-huh. Well, Kaito-san's already here. Sorry to say Shiuya's out of the office, but Murase will be glad to entertain you. Come on in.
And now they're not on our side, but we've befriended them. I thought that was Murase, right? Where do I gotta go? What floor? Oh. Yeah, after beating up Murase like for like the first half of the game.
If it isn't Yagami-sensei.
Now he's massaging Kaito's shoulders.
Huh? Sorry about how rude we've been to you till now. Chairman Kajihira's told us to do whatever you say.
Listen to this talk. I asked for a massage and he actually gave me one. I had you all wrong, Murase. You're just a big teddy bear.
Don't get too carried away, Kaito-san.
Maybe I'll see if Shiuya will massage me next.
I'm gonna say that's probably a bad idea. Anyway, go on and take a load off.
So Okubo really didn't kill Waku-san all those years ago.
If his reaction's anything to go by.
He might not have even killed his girlfriend. At least that's how it looked to me.
Huh?
I'd rather not go there right now.
I've been wondering, Yagami-sensei. Who is that guy?
You curious?
Can't blame a guy for asking, can you?
Well, apparently he's afraid of Yakuza. Better to just leave him alone.
Huh. Well, okay then.
So, Shono's looking more suspicious every day.
About time for a good old face-to-face.
Why does Sugiura have his mask on?
Judging from our last visit, we won't be able to get an appointment with Shono or Kido.
Then we won't make an appointment. All we do is wait in the lobby, then ambush Shono when he comes out.
A stakeout, huh? That's my kind of job.
Actually, you're gonna be staying back.
Huh?
I mean, they'd catch on in a heartbeat if they saw a tough guy like you standing around. And Hoshino-kun, you should go back to Genda's.
Okay, but...
Alright then, sounds like I'm tagging along.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
Right. Sugiura is coming with us to the ADD. I really like the cast of characters in this game. They're all pretty much like they all add something to the group. And Tsukumo, the nerd guy that helps us, he's like a very minor character in this game.
Man.
But in the next
This
game, he's
place
a
is
much
fucking
bigger
huge.
character, a main character.
Keep it close to your chest.
Like he's sort of a main character in this game, but not really.
Remember? Now let's settle down and wait for Shono.
He's the guy in the chair.
What if you already
basically.
went home? Come on,
When we
let's
need
ask
him to.
somebody. I don't want to sit here all night if he's never coming out.
Good point.
And now we're in the hospital at nighttime, which is a little weird. Crazy text.
Excuse me. Do you mind if I ask you something?
Yes?
Is Shono-san from the 89 team still here?
Oh, most likely. He's always one of the last researchers to leave. Do you have an appointment with him, sir?
Not exactly, no.
Oh, Yagami-san, good evening.
Oh, you're...
Hashimoto. I showed you to Shono's lab the other day.
Oh, right. Good to see you.
Do you need something more from him?
Well...
Yagami-san, there he is. It's Shono.
Gotta run. Where is he?
Over there, by the stairs.
Is he by himself?
We going?
I guess there's no cat here.
Suspicious. Hey.
Oh.
Suspicious.
He said...
Hey.
Oh, there he is. Come on. Oh my gosh, really?
What the?
Oh, there's Keto, too.
Found him. Looks like he's talking to Keto.
What do we do?
Okay, let's move in.
Well, if it isn't Yagami-san, Kamurocho's finest private eye.
How'd they know? Maybe the nurse? Or whatever she
again.
was, doctor.
This had better be the last time I see you in this center. Are you aware that I filed a complaint with the Bar Association about you?
Aren't you the Vice Minister
Bar
of Health?
Association? He's
My
not
name
even
is Ichinose.
Yeah, I
a
remember
lawyer
you from the
anymore.
other day. Looks like you come here often.
Of course. The success of AD9 is a matter of national importance.
Unless
As
being a
such, there are
detective
great
has
many
to do with being a
discussions that
lawyer
need to
too,
be
I don't
had.
know.
Patents, legislation, the like. Now I suggest you leave before I call the guards to escort you out.
Gonna
So
have
much
to
for
call the guards on
plan.
us.
Shono's gonna be on red alert after that. Doubt he'll be coming down through the lobby now. What do we do? Let's go, Yagami-san.
Oh, it wasn't her.
Hashimoto-san. Sorry for running off earlier.
It's all right. I, saw what happened. Dr. Shono slipped away from you, huh?
Yeah. We just wanted to talk, too.
He has been especially busy lately. Lately, he only goes home once every 3
Once
days
every-
or so. Even so, he makes his morning rounds at the hospital every single day without fail. I can't overstate how much respect I have for him.
Oh, I was about to say, what happened to my game?
What do you mean, rounds?
It's a little custom of his. He takes a walk around the hospital every morning. Been doing it for years.
Right. He did the same 3 years ago.
Passion like his is what's going to make or break our research. And with that, I should be going. Sorry to be so curt.
It's fine.
Goodbye, then.
Security on Shono's lab is airtight. Can't get in without a special gold keycard. But that's not the case for the hospital wing. Meaning, we have some time to kill until Shono's rounds.
Wait, you want to chill till the morning and ambush him in the hospital?
Yeah, just have to sneak in between now and then.
Guess the next question is, where do we get in?
Let's check the map. Hey. Suspicious.
Is there anywhere where I can sneak into the hospital?
Suspicious. That's Director Kito's office. There's nothing we need up there. Suspicious. This goes over to the hospital. I think Wakusan was up on the 4th floor. Hey. What the? This gate leads to the hospital. You need a keycard to get past, though. Hey. The research wing where Shono's lab is. Can't sneak in with all that security.
Why don't we just steal a keycard then? One of them gold ones.
No need to get violent. Most of those researchers are innocent. We should just sneak into the hospital and wait until morning for Shono. Suspicious. This is the garage for the hospital. The service entrance, that is. Anyone who makes deliveries parks down here. This could work.
Guess we're sneaking in through the garage, huh?
Yeah. Come on, let's head outside. We should go scope the place out.
Leaving.
Can I help you?
Are you from the Yagami Detective Agency?
That's right.
I'm the head of security here. The name's Mashiko. The Vice Minister has instructed me to see you two out.
Ichinose-san did?
You blind or something? We're already leaving.
I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to escort you the rest of the way.
That's a lot of guys for an escort.
A lot of thugs. Oh, my back.
Hey, where the hell are you taking us? Answer me, asshole.
Well, we don't have to follow them.
This should be fine.
Mashiko-san, yeah? What exactly did Ichinose tell you to do?
Make sure you never show your face here again.
The fuck?
That doesn't look like standard issue.
Boy, all these guys are about to get KO'd in one
That's
shot.
because it's not. This is more of a personal effect.
Oh, let me guess. You're off the clock.
You bet. I'm on break, and I'm ready to blow off some steam. Now fight me!
I love doing that, man. I really do. I'm glad this isn't only available in the VR minigame thing.
Come on, do you have to keep waving?
What do you mean? They're the only reason we got in so easy.
True, though ultimately we have the vice
How
minister.
long are they even gonna get or be knocked out for? And we're walking on the wrong, whatever.
So, how's it look? Any different from 3 years ago?
Not even a little bit.
Why would it? Why is he all the way over here?
We going? You're not going in?
And lose my perfectly good smoking spot? We'll be fine here for now. Just gotta wait for dawn.
Where are we gonna hide? Guess we just sit there? That's gonna be uncomfortable. Who knows about cockroaches and rats down there? Now we're out of our disguises.
Yagami-san, Have you decided how you're gonna
And the other
approach Shono?
security, when they woke up, I guess they didn't
just have to
bother to
confront
go
him
looking
head-on.
for us.
Where we go from
Even though we
there
took their
depends on his
clothes.
response.
You don't want to negotiate with him?
I doubt we have the time for that.
Yeah, sorry about the
After all,
non-camera
this is probably the only chance we'll
streams.
get to
The
talk
last.
to Shono before Ayabe's
It's been a while
trial.
since I've been on camera.
Guess so, huh?
But
Meaning,
I feel
I don't
like
have time to
I
waste on
use less
negotiation.
energy being off
Gotcha.
camera.
Speaking of Shono, I actually have
And
an idea.
the light that's usually in
What's
my
that?
eyes, it makes me more tired.
The murder at the ADDC 3 years ago.
Strain my eyes a
The
lot
thought
more.
is that Shono framed Okubo for that. and
I don't
got
really
away
have a
with it,
good
right?
lighting setup for my streams, so
But you defended Okubo and won. Wouldn't the cops have started looking for the real killer once they realized Okubo wasn't their guy?
I'm sure they did. But it wasn't long until Okubo killed again. They didn't have much reason to keep searching, I would imagine.
Exactly. Everyone pegged him as the murderer. Makes sense, they'd think he's the one responsible for Wakusan, too. But don't you think that's kind of convenient? For one person in particular, I mean.
Huh?
The guy who's doing human experiments at the ADDC. Shono.
Your point?
Basically, I think he killed Emi Terasawa and pinned the blame on Okubo. With all he had to lose, don't you think Shono had a motive?
I guess, but... No, you're right. Emi-chan would have been a threat. But could he really do it? How long have you been thinking this?
Since you told me what a mess Okubo is now. It was just a feeling.
Honestly, I wanted to believe he didn't kill her. But I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Emi-chan was such a good person. I wasn't gonna let it slide. Not after what Okubo-kun did to her. But after all this time, it turns out Shono's the real killer?
Nothing's for sure without evidence. This is all just unfounded speculation. But doesn't it make you want to talk to Shono even more?
Yeah. I've never been this ready for morning.
don't even sleep.
Why are you two here?
Dr. Shono, what is it?
How did you get in here?
We just want to ask you a few questions, Dr. Shono.
Well, I don't have anything I can say to you. Apologies. I need you to handle this. I have to go.
Where are you going? This won't take long.
Sorry, I can't let you go any further. Call security.
Shono!
Run past those
Let's go,
bronies.
Yagami-san. We can't let him get away. It's
Doctors
our only
can't
chance.
fight. I would fight these random people, random doctors. I didn't want to do that. Poor doctor got brain busted, basically. One shot to like majority of these doctors. Oh, oh. This is breaking the law. Like, we're beating up these doctors. Pretty funny.
You won't get away.
Okay, now there's more like it.
This is Shono. Any seconds.
Just get over here!
Just getting good.
Yeah, this is when the game starts to like to ramp up fights. There's usually a section of this like this in every Yakuza game.
Now you're fucked. This is Shono. 3 minutes. Can't wait for 3 minutes.
How was it 30 seconds like a minute ago, but now it's 30 minutes. I mean 30 minutes now. Oi. Like, should they have already have been on the way? Actually, it might have been for these guys, actually.
Yeah, man.
Really? Oi. Severe got destroyed right there. Hey. Come on.
Still feeling tough?
That all you got?
Yeah.
Really? Man, time was winding down pretty fast. Oh wait. I don't think this is the same room. It looks like it. It looks like it's the same room Waku was, the old man that died.
Open up! Hey! Do you hear me?
Oh, it is.
Funny that we'd end up here of all places. This is the room, right? Where Waku-san was staying? The man who died after you used him as a test subject for 89. Why'd you do it, Shono? For the glory? Thought nobody'd notice one missing dementia patient?
What are you talking about? Get out of here! This is trespassing!
Huh. You sure you want us to go?
Huh?
I thought you'd be a little more curious about how much of your secret I really know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're the one backing the mole, isn't that right?
Huh? How dare you accuse me of...
That's not all I know. Hamura's the middleman. You pretty satisfied with his work?
I won't stand for this baseless slander. What proof do you have?
You just made a big mistake, Shono-san.
Huh?
You've been working non-stop on this new drug, right? No way the street slang about a murderer would have reached your ears. You were supposed to ask what the mole is.
What is the mole?
There's a good boy.
The serial killer who's been gouging people's eyes out. It all started 3 years ago, right here in this center. You performed an 89 experiment on Wakusan while he was asleep. Probably late at night. And when he died, you did the only thing you could. Snuck him out. I'm sure Wakusan's death came as a complete shock to you. But you didn't have time to panic. You needed to hide the body, fast. So you used the laundry cart to transport it without raising suspicion. You just needed to get it as far away as possible. Then, just before 8 a.m., Shinpei Okubo arrived at the hospital to gather the linens. That was your chance. You waited for an opening, hid the body in his truck. That wouldn't solve anything, though. Okubo would find Wakusan, and of course call the cops. Naturally, they'd then search for whoever stashed the body there. But you didn't have any other choice, did you? You had to take the risk.
Why put it in the truck? Just
somehow
jammed in there like
it paid off.
Like just throw the everything in the truck
Shinpei
like that.
Okubo had a criminal record and was worried the police would suspect he murdered Wakusan. So, he didn't report it. Instead, choosing to bury the body deep in the Okutama Mountains. You were probably thrilled with Okubo. I mean, it's practically a miracle someone else stepped up and took the blame for you, wouldn't you say?
I don't know what you're talking about.
But then another miracle happened. One not so convenient for you. Okubo walked. And if he was innocent, that would mean someone else killed Wakusan. They might have even come after you if you didn't do anything. Which is when you sold your soul to the devil.
What do you mean by that?
Don't play dumb with me. You know all too damn well what I'm talking about. You needed to frame Okubo. And you murdered someone in cold blood to do it.
Murder? Who are you accusing me of killing?
What did it just say? Oh my, where is the question? It said the one who framed. Oh my gosh. It's not him.
This man right here.
Hey, hold on a sec.
Hmm?
That's not the right person, Yagami-san.
What was the question?
You needed to frame Okubo, and you murdered someone in cold blood. Emi Terasawa.
Never mind.
A co-worker of yours, and Okubo's girlfriend. You forced your way into their apartment and murdered Emi. According to the autopsy report, she was stabbed at least 15 times.
I didn't.
Did she tell you Okubo-kun had been taking pills to help him sleep at night? Conveniently enough, he didn't wake up while you were murdering his girlfriend. Him smelling like booze was probably your doing too. Let me guess. You injected him with alcohol? That'd raise his BAC no problem. And sure, he could have died if you messed up, but that wouldn't have mattered. As long as you could chalk up Emi's murder to a drunk, suicidal Okubo-kun. And once you made sure you could pin the blame on Okubo, you set fire to the whole apartment.
What evidence do you have to...
Don't worry. I can't prove it yet. But I'm damn near positive I'm on the right track. I can see it in your eyes. Look, I know what you're thinking. 89 will save countless people, meaning there's no way you're not doing the right thing. Well, I'm sorry to break it to you, Shono, but that's just not true. You know, when someone thinks they're in the right, That's when the real cruelty in people starts to come out. So what do you say, Shono? Are you really right?
Just what is going on in here, damn it?
Oh, hey. We were just heading out.
Why, you...
And by the way, so sorry to hear about 89. Maybe you, need a few more humans to test it on? Don't worry. Shono-san here didn't tell us a damn thing. But hey, I'm gonna find out the truth. Even if it's the last thing I do.
Whoops. My foot slipped. How clumsy of me. That hurt, huh? I asked you if it hurt.
Please. I didn't kill her. You have to believe me.
Oh, crying's
Reminding me of Persona 5.
Just
The
like
beginning
you
of
didn't
Persona
help
5.
Emi Terasawa. You still stabbed her in the fucking stomach! Didn't you, you little shit?
Look, Okubo. I don't want to go getting your hopes up just yet. But... just listen. I was gonna say... I believe you. You didn't kill her. I can see that now. It'll all work out. I'm gonna avenge Emi-chan. And I swear I'm gonna get you out of here. I promise. Sorry, I should have said that to you a lot sooner. What was I doing? These 3 years, I didn't do a damn thing to help you. So, will you give me another chance?
Of course I will. Of course. Thank you so much.
How on earth is it Sega? Sega. Probably not the most lucrative, not lucrative. Probably not the company, probably not the game company with the most money. How is it that they have the best graphics and the best facial features for characters, and they've had this technology for years, for as long as the Yakuza have been going. Like, the facial animations have been like high quality, top tier, especially with the newer games. The things they do with the crying and their eyes reddening, and like they look like they're actually showing emotion, is so crazy, man. And I don't see any other game company doing it with any of their games. It's crazy. Not even PlayStation. And PlayStation has some pretty like great games too, and it's in there in themselves. But Judgments, both Judgments, and the rest of the Dragon Engine Yakuza games, they're all like super top tier quality, graphic wise. At least when in terms of like facial features, it's incredible, man. I don't understand why no other game company is doing this with their characters. At least as far as I've seen, and as far as I play.
3 years ago, a dementia patient
Like no
at
other
the
character looks like that
ADDC
guy.
was murdered.
That in any other game. Like look how much effort they put into that guy. And yes, they're using a
even now, Shinpei Okubo,
actual person's face. Yeah, but even with
innocence.
like they're not using an actual person's face with every character that they have.
Events was set in motion by human experimentation for AD9. Unveils the true culprit behind Emi Terasawa's
I'll be
death.
right back.
I'm gonna go discuss a few things with Ayabe-san.
Yagami joining you?
No, I'm going alone. Yagami-san, well, he may be keeping his distance for a while. He thinks the mole might target him, so he doesn't want to get us involved. You should watch your back too, Genda-sensei.
Yeah, been a while since he's been this distant.
Knowing Yagami-san, he'll want to solve every single incident related to AD9. And if he does, maybe he can prove that Ayabe-san and Okubo-kun are innocent.
Clearing Shinpei Okubo's name this late on? Yagami'd be a damn hero.
I think he might enjoy that.
Yeah, hero is hardly a big enough word. A legend is more like it.
Don't get ahead of yourself, kid.
The bugs in the Matsugane office are still working, just like I said they'd be.
Good. Can you hear anything?
Just small talk. Sounds like there are a ton of people in there.
Hamura too?
Doubt it. Everyone be on edge with him in the house. No chance of small talk.
But Hamura's still gonna get in touch with him, right?
Maybe.
What do you mean, maybe? You're the one who said he'd be calling him.
You don't gotta lose your shit over it.
Where the hell is he?
Guess all we can do now is sit here and wait till somebody spills the beans.
Can you at least put that shit out? You're stinking up the whole van.
Fair enough.
Oops, bad habit.
Sorry, but you're just gonna have to deal. Anyway, you're serious about capturing Hamura, yeah?
Yeah. He's our only chance of finding the mole. We don't get Hamura, we lose. Ayabe and Okubo are done for.
I'm hearing you, but sitting crammed in this damn car ain't gonna help us nab him.
Luckily, I have just the thing. We'll spy on them from the sky. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Hmm.
All right, I'm back. I wasn't aware where they were gonna leave me off at. Matsugane family office. Where is it? Oh, the wind. Oh, really?
What the?
Sorry.
Is that Higashi?
I'll remember to cut that out of the
Guy really
my
thinks he's hot
highlights.
shit, huh?
What I usually do, I usually highlight the
Guess he's moving up in the world.
the screen.
Maybe with Hamura gone,
Actually, I don't know. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to do that. So that I highlight the stream because I can save the whole stream with one highlight video, and I can keep it on my Twitch channel. That's how I've been able to. Oh no! Do we have to tail Higashi?
I'm gonna follow him. Better to split up than I'll sit around in one place.
I'll come with. My legs are getting sore as shit in here.
So what? I'm stuck here by myself.
I think we're on chapter 10 now.
I'll switch with you later. Promise.
Right? Huh. Why would they put me like right on the open? that one of the guys right there? Why did he stop that far behind? I see him there, right there. Really? Oh my. Really? Where am I supposed to go? Do I have to go up there or what? Nope. Did I really have to wait that long? That was very dumb.
Hey, Talk. You sure we can be out like this?
Good point. Shono could be sending his assassin after us as we speak. We could get attacked at any time.
Huh. Thought so.
Why would they put me out there like that? I hate when they keep doing that. Turn around.
No.
These extra guys are so dumb. Oh my, Kaito, really? guys fight us? I don't remember.
What the?
Where are they? Where are they going? I like how he look. He just looked right at me. Y'all like go? Where y'all supposed to be going? Thank you. Takes forever.
Where the hell's Higashi going?
No clue, but he's alone now. We could just walk up to him and ask.
You really think he's gonna listen to us? Haven't talked to him since our fight at that restaurant.
Worst thing that happens is he says no.
Guess you got a point there. All right, let's give it a shot. What the? He's bolting.
Why?
Oh my god. So we tail him, and then we have to immediately run after him. Really? I like how he ran all the way around, and we're basically where we just were when he started running. He just had to go, like, he just had to cut a corner. Not cut a corner. He just had to turn once. He could have turned into this alley. We were like right around the corner from.
I wasn't running away. Not from you, anyway.
Huh?
I just couldn't let the family see us talking. You get it?
So then you'll hear us out?
Higashi, you fucking...
He's not gonna run anymore. Just
we always come back to the alley behind Serena.
Captain Hamura's throwing everything he's got into catching
and
us.
where
whole family's got orders to let him know if you ever cross
oh my
our
gosh,
path.
what's his name? Akiyama's
if you called him now,
places.
He'd come straight to us.
And then what, huh? He wants you dead. You know that, right?
Just tell me where he is.
Nobody's told me. Honest. Listen, I'm not gonna rat about seeing you here. But if I were you, I'd consider getting out of town real fast. Bet Matsugani-san would agree with me, too.
You know, That wasn't as bad as I was expecting.
Should we take him up on that offer? Skip town, wait till it all blows over?
Don't be ridiculous.
Just joking. Anyway, sounds like Hamura's got men looking for us, and they're out for blood.
So what?
What do you mean, so what?
If they want to find us so bad, let them find us. Anyone who comes our way is in for a world of hurt. And once we capture him, we can force him to tell us where Hamura is.
How are you so confident? They might kill us before we get a chance to fight. Maybe even gouge our eyes out.
Then what? You want to just sit in the car with Sugiura in the non-smoking section?
Yeah, that doesn't sound so good either.
Damn right it doesn't. Now go walk around a bit. I'll be watching from behind.
If you say so.
Oh, and try and make yourself look like an easy target.
And how exactly am I gonna do that?
Beats me. I'm sure you could think of something. Yo, Talk. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Just go wherever and try to look vulnerable. I've got your back.
Yeah, we're in chapter 10. Let me make sure. I think there's 12 or 13 chapters. Uh, 12. Okay, there are only 12 chapters in this. So, what I'm gonna do now is save the game. I'm gonna end the stream. Depending on how I feel when I get back, because I'm gonna go find me something. Defend, not defend. Depends on what how I feel when I come back.